Hi, I'm Jim,
Aubrey.
Jackson.
Tommy.
and we are Road to Valhalla.
Valhalla.
We have been full-time RV living now for a month.
About a month.
Our house is on the market, so we're hoping it'll sell pretty soon. We bought our Keystone Cougar about 2 months ago, and we transitioned and downsized to the point where we could move into it full time. And it's a completely different lifestyle.
I think it's more relaxed.
It's more relaxed.
You guys think it's
Yeah.
more
Yes,
relaxed?
it's more
The
relaxed.
cleaning, we don't have as much cleaning as we're having to do. We went from a 2,000 square foot home down to our RV, and the cleaning is very easy. The only downside to this was Aubrey had to give up her office space, and pretty much we turned the dining table into our office space. So we've been considering our next step, which was buying a bigger RV with either a bunkhouse or
Garage for the toy.
the garage, the toy haulers. And we've been looking at different models. We looked at the Grand Designs, a couple other ones, but we've really been happy with our Keystone. And so we've been looking at a lot of the Keystones, and we found one we really like. And today we actually got to go see one in person. So it was really interesting.
Yeah, we were going back and forth between the garage and a bunkhouse and what office I do or don't need. And the dinette and working at the dining table is absolutely perfect for me when it's me. But Jim comes home, boys come over, boys come home, and it doesn't always work if I'm on my computer or in a meeting, and they try to be quiet, but then the dogs get excited because they're just coming in. So we decided, let's see what we can find that could give us workspace. And we looked at the garages because we like the idea of being able to have
The porch.
the porch, which is great. We also had motorcycles, which we just sold. Both of us just sold both of our bikes when we were going through our downsizing or resizing. And as the more we started looking and realizing, we're like, while we love our bikes, we wanted to have a little bit more living space and storage space, a space specifically for the boys. That way I have a place for my computer, it gets shut down at night, the boys have their own room then, and gives us a little extra storage. So we've been looking at the bunkhouses. We saw maybe 4 or 5 bunkhouses
Yeah, we
models
looked
today,
at
boys.
several.
A couple.
Yeah,
We looked
we saw.
at the option of a fifth
I
wheel, but that would mean upgrading the truck also. So we've been going back and forth about that as a possibility, but when we started researching what we were looking for online, we kind of really kept going back to Juan's particular floor plan, and that is the Keystone Cougar 34 TSB, which has a separate bunkhouse room with 2 bunks on one side, and then the other bunk is on a spring system, so it puts up, and below it is a couch, which we discussed. It would be easy enough to remove the couch and actually put a desk system in there for her, so that she can have her own space, and then we can have so we can have our own space for her office, and then the boys still have their own space when they're here, because we could easily just cover up her stuff or put it aside. So that's where we're probably looking at if the house sells, is buying a new Keystone Cougar. But we're going to keep our minds open. If any of you out there have any other ideas,
Yes, office suggestions, ways to make it work a little bit more, especially when there's meetings and phone calls and lots of tech going on.
yeah,
we'd be appreciative. We do appreciate a lot of videos that we've watched so far, from changing lanes and enjoy the journey, and a couple of others about how to do Wi-Fi, how to have an internet, how, who did what in theirs to make workspaces
Make
available.
workspaces
We
available.
really appreciate you guys doing that and helping us out. But if you guys have any suggestions, because we're still new to making all this work, we would be ever grateful.
Yes, and like we said, we're looking at our next RV. So if there's any models that you might know about that we haven't found yet, it doesn't have to be a Keystone. We prefer Keystones because we really like the models, but we've looked at the Grand
We
Designs.
looked at Grand Design, we looked at Forest River,
Forest
we've
River.
seen some Thor.
So it's, we don't catch everything, and we know that things are going to change. Different models will be coming out, different color schemes, things like that. The one we looked at today had this really nice, bright, light colors, which, yeah, it was a driftwood, and it was pretty. She had some concerns about the countertops.
Some of the finishes.
And some of the finishes.
The Cougar we're in right now is a High Country Keystone Cougar. It's a 2014. We did purchase new to us, used but new to us, so we wouldn't be giving us a house payment and RV at the same time. So we really like the fit and finishes that are here, and this is an absolute great RV. We just didn't know what we needed right then, and this is great for us to figure that out, I guess.
That's what it has been, is we wanted something that we could get into to get out of the house and force yourself out of the house. And now that we're here, we're starting to see what we actually need. And probably the one thing we should be doing is writing down everything that we're noticing. But a lot of the stuff, our needs, we're able to go to the RV and say, this doesn't meet our need.
So aside from that today, we came back and decided to just relax for a little bit, had a really nice lunch.
Yep.
You guys like lunch?
Yeah.
Yes. Tommy decided to see how hot he could get his hot wings.
Oh,
Were they hot?
kinda.
Kind of. You were sweating.
I know.
So yeah,
So we did that, and then the boys came back and did some park exploring.
yes,
Yep.
they took their bikes out and were all over the RV park. They went to the playground,
And I read
and then Jack went to the pool.
You met some new friends at the pool.
Yes, I
Yes, they're actually, there's a lot of kids here. We're finding a lot of people come and go. One of our neighbors, we actually had been here for a while, had never met him, and then on the day they're moving out, we met him, and we had quite the conversations, and I got to actually learn a little bit more about fifth wheels, so it was really cool. But it was sad to see him go, because I would have really liked more time. Tons of new people moving in and out throughout the last month. It's really interesting. Your neighbors change constantly.
But we've met great people so
Yeah.
far. We really have.
We had dinner last night with a couple we met. He is
We just
got out
Retired
of
from
retired
Marines.
at the Marines, and they're here in this part of Florida for school and their education, and then they're planning on heading to other parts, but they're doing it all in an RV. So it's pretty cool how you meet interesting people who in these RV parks, and I never realized how crazy it was. We have a lot of people who live here full time. There are some very interesting characters.
That's everywhere.
Yeah,
It's
so
everywhere. So
but
what was
it's-
your favorite part of the park today, guys, when you were riding around? What'd you see?
I like the speed bumps.
You like the speed bumps? What do you like the speed bumps?
I just like going over the speed bumps.
Over the speed bumps of the bike, catching some air?
Yeah.
well, tomorrow Tommy will be helping me with changing out the. We're gonna actually do the Blackwater flush.
Yay.
He's gonna help me with
Yeah.
that, and we're gonna learn how to do that. And then we're gonna go up on the roof and clean off the seeds from the tree that we have outside
Mhm.
because we had tropical storm
Ada.
Etta hit us, which surprisingly it wasn't bad. I had the best sleep ever. The nice thing about RVs is when the rain comes down on the slides, because our head of our bed is in the slide, it's very soothing, and I slept really good. So, yeah, I would not want to be in this RV during a hurricane. We might actually have to consider our evacuation plans
Yes.
in the. That's something we're going to have to look into. We weren't expecting a late season storm, but luckily it was just a tropical storm.
Yeah,
So
that is actually. we
I
have
think
to sit
something
down.
we're going to have to sit down and start planning out if there is a major hurricane
Or a tornado.
or, well, tornadoes we can't do much about. If there's a major hurricane coming our way, we're going to have to come up with an evacuation plan, which that needs to go on our list of things to do.
Yep. And Puppy Planet.
And we're going to have to just figure out a lot of things. But that's the nice thing is we have the off season to do it in because technically hurricane season is over, even though we're still getting storms. So I think that's it for this week.
Jack didn't get to say what his favorite thing was in the park.
Oh.
What was your favorite thing?
Mine was seeing a sign at the playground that says "Caution, alligators."
Oh no! You want there's a sign there?
Yes,
Because
because
Gotta love Florida.
there was a pond near the
There was an alligator in
yes. It was
So one thing I am going to do is tomorrow me and Tommy are going to take the cameras out and do some short videos, and then we're going to play around and edit them, and we'll put it up on the YouTube channel for you guys to check out. It's going to be a test of playing around with it. I'll try to get some videos of them playing games and stuff before we take them home to their mother tomorrow. I don't know if she watches our YouTube channel, but hello. Say hi to your mom.
hello,
Mom.
hello, mom.
Okay, so yeah, full-time RV living. Right now I highly recommend it. We're still fresh. We haven't really traveled yet, but we are already planning.
We've got our trips planned.
We got
that's
some
for
trips
sure.
planned, and we got some big trips planned. So yeah, we'll catch you on the flip side, and hopefully you find your road to Valhalla. See ya.
Bye.